before. It was like early October. So the day that this came out, I think we were filming regionals, and I remember being in the audience watching, the New Directions do their thing while I was following the reactions to this, and it was a very exciting time. This is the episode that I sing Teenage Dream. I've got a whole lot of backstory about that, about recording in the studio, and there's a lot of fun stories behind that. But I think we should probably just get into watching this. Before we do, let's talk about getting on the show. And I guess I'll get into more detail again during this show I'll do in a couple weeks, live show. But there's sort of some misinformation about my audition process on the show. There was a MySpace entry contest for being on Glee, and at the time I had gotten my first on-camera gig on this ABC show called Eastwick, and my agents were like, you should submit something for this MySpace concert that's dating itself, this MySpace contest to find people who could be on Glee. And they asked me to make a video for it, and I was like, I don't think it feels right because I'm on TV. Clearly everybody knows about Eastwick. Thinking that, this contest was really meant for people that weren't necessarily in the industry, and I didn't want to make a video and be disrespectful to that sort of selection process. So anyway, after years go by, I think those videos, it's like me singing, I think it's Lean On Me, was mistakenly taken from that contest as my audition for Glee. That was not my audition for Glee. It was not till maybe a year later, and I decided to cut my hair. I'll get into this later so we can just watch the episode, but it involved a haircut, a very fast and furious audition, and I was working on set within a week, having gone to New York and back to record a song and to shoot these scenes, which I'm going to rewatch for the first time in 10 years. 10 years ago, I was at my friend's house, and we had a big old party with friends and fam. I have videos from that as well that I'll show as part of this concert. But let's just get into it. This is going to be a lot of fun. Hope you guys are watching along with me. I'm not going to be able to respond to these comments, but I'm just going to watch them. Let's see what happens. I'm going to press play, and I'm probably going to pause it a lot. So, all right, guys, I'm on the thing, and it's probably going to start with a Glee cap. So I have the volume on loud so you can hear it, and maybe you can pause along with me. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, bang.
So here's what you missed on Glee. Punk tried to steal an ATM and got himself stuck in juvie.
As far as badasses go, I'm number one.
Sam and Quinn are sort of a couple, and so are Mike and Tina. Artie and Brittany went out, but then he sort of dumped her, and now he sort of wants her back. Kurt's pretty lonely all by himself, and so is Coach Beast. Sue keeps trying to get her to quit. She even baked her a batch of cookies.
Are those dog poop cookies?
And that's what you missed on Glee.
Okay, that was pause. That was really useful because I don't remember any of that. I do know that the voice of the person that says the Glee caps is one of our writer, creator, producers, Ian Brennan, who we love. If you guys know, he's amazing. That was his voice. This is a trip to hear. It's hard because I have a light right above here that's blocked. See this? That's bouncing off of my picture of James Dean peeing in someone's bathroom. Maybe his, I don't know. I'm watching through this light, so it's kind of hard for me to watch. But all right, let's go. Play. I should probably just be watching my scenes, right? But I guess. Cord's taking his shirt off. Good old Cord.
Dude,
taking his shirt off.
How do you stand that cold tub? He's Coach Yard's dating Quinn.
Oh, that's right, because Cord's character was dating Quinn, right? And she's not.
A little something.
A little something always leads to something more.
A little
I've been there,
something
remember?
always leads to something
when
more.
we're prom king and queen, it'll feel just as good as a little something.
I totally forgot that
In there, dude.
they were together
Actually,
at some point on the show.
Still there now. How do we find the only two girls in high school that won't put out? What do you do, though? Oh, easy. I just think about the opposite of what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah. God, this is so crazy to watch. Okay, so Corey's making Leah. That's funny.
Never actually almost killed a civil servant before. Well, you have to find something to be your own buzzkill. Something that is totally not hot.
I don't care. If you're on this football team, you'll wear a cup.
Oh,
You ever
Coach
notice
Beast is in
when
this.
the
This is
beast
great.
gets all fired up, her underpants go right up your butt.
Coming down in your groin with that helmet? You think the Nutcracker's just a musical?
This is such a silly
Looks
show.
like I found
Oh,
my
man.
mailman. Yes, you did.
I'm already debating if this is like a nutty idea to do the whole episode. Maybe I should just go through my stuff.
We have a lot of
But I want to.
summer
No,
camps
here we
to
go.
look
Okay,
forward to this season.
Chris and Jenner here. Oh no, Karofsky's being a bully.
Yeah. Fine.
Right, because they had kissed. He kissed him. That's right. This is all coming back to me.
Alright, guys, let's get down to business.
Okay, right.
First, let's welcome back Noah Buckerman.
Welcome back, Noah Puckerman. He's back. I don't know where he
I hope
was.
your time in juvie has taught you a lesson or two
Oh, he's in
about rock and
juvie.
roll.
Good.
Are you
Exposition.
kidding me?
Thank you, Glee
I
writers.
ruled that place. All I did was crack skulls and lift weights all day.
Wow, what a catch. I can't believe I ever let you go.
And now, drum roll Finn. Because I have in my hand our competition for sectionals next month.
Sectionals.
The acapella choir
Not
from the
regionals,
all-boys private
sectionals.
school in Westerville, the Dalton Academy Warblers.
Uh-oh. First mention of the Warblers. Pause. You catch that? We're barely 3 minutes in. They mentioned the Dalton Academy Warblers. This is exciting. If you're watching this with me, I'm really sorry. I've never done this before. There's no like window here where you can watch the episode. So the majority of the time where I'm just like looking at the screen like an idiot, you're just going to have to deal with. I do apologize. Thank you for joining me. I hope this is fun. And I hope you're at least watching the show. Once we get to my shit, there's a lot to talk about. But here we go.
An awesome
Play.
gay joke just popped into my head.
And the other team to beat, the Hipsters, a first-year club from the Warren Township Continuing Education Program. Now, they are a glee club
Right.
composed entirely of elderly people getting their high school GEDs.
Is that legal? How are we supposed to compete
That's
against a bunch of
right.
adorable old people?
They
Are you kidding?
competed
Real
against the
One of those
elderly.
old ladies a good luck pat on the rear, it'll shatter her pelvis.
Moving on. Since it seemed to get you guys jazzed about sectionals
Wacky
last
show.
year, I want to make this week our second annual Boys versus Girls Tournament.
Uh-oh. Okay.
So, split up into two groups and figure out what songs you're going to sing.
All right. What are they going to sing, guys? Excuse me while I fix my hair.
Say it again.
I didn't really
Boys
do
team.
I say we
All right. Dude, Mr. Shoe, wake up. You can join whatever team he wants. It was a different time.
I know it's not my place to ask, but can you push me down the back staircase? My injury should be the same, but it's more lightly populated, so the humiliation won't be as bad.
Relax, I'm gonna take care of you. You're my boy now.
I don't understand.
I got out of juvie early because I agreed to do community service. But I ain't picking up trash along
Oh,
the way.
good.
That's
Good
the
exposition. Now I
So
know.
my
That's
phobia.
now I know why he's helping
I knew a
him.
cripple that needed some help, and she went for it.
I'm your community service.
There's no way I'm going back to juvie. There's no chicks.
Yeah, don't
and no
patronize
Christian
him.
options.
It's like community service.
Cool, so we're like friends.
Oh, slow down.
It's not beer, it's kombucha. I should have grabbed the beer though. If you're drinking,
Shut
cheers.
up right quick. We're gonna steal some food from the cafeteria. This chair's a great.
I know we got people from all over the world watching. Thanks for watching. Ah, Karofsky!
What is your problem?
Yes, what is your problem, bro?
Back to me? You want a piece of the fury?
The Fury?
That's what I named my fist.
Oh, with that level of creativity, you could easily become assistant manager at a
I'm gonna pause that. I'm gonna pause it. That's what I need my fist. It's funny for a variety of reasons. Obviously, this is very serious, and he's a very threatening force, and the entire homophobic thing is obviously evil, and he's meant to be, you know, the antagonist in this situation. What's funny to me is that I've known Max Adler for a long time, and I'll talk about Max later in the episode once our scene comes up. Fuck it, I'll talk about him now. Max is such a dear man. He's such a sweet dude, and oftentimes when you're an actor, you make these, you become friends with people, and you have these relationships with them that that outweigh, like, the amount of time you spend with somebody on an interpersonal level is the majority, and the time that you spend with them as them playing a character is in the minority. So, and not the person they actually are. Oh, Max is here. Max, I love you. I'm so bad with Instagram. If I include you in on this, I'm going to screw it up. So I apologize. I'll call you after this, though. But I have lots of nice things to say about Max. So anyway, I just got a text. Sorry, that's why I got all screwy on this thing. But So Max is such a lovely guy that when I see this, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right, he was the bully. He was the bully. And obviously we would continue to have more things on screen during this show, but off screen as well. He's always been a good pal, and I love him dearly. So shout out to you, Max, you're a wonderful man. To reinforce this wonderful story, my first day on set on Glee, because those of you who aren't familiar with the way shooting a series works, you shoot out of order. So you don't necessarily see what happens in chronological order. My first day on set, even though this is the anniversary of the episode airing, I shot this in like early October. My first day on set was, I think, the last scene that I have in this episode with Chris and Max. And I remember getting in hair and makeup, and the first person I met from the Glee set was Max Adler. And we rode in the van together and just had a lovely chat. I believe The Social Network had just come out, and being that we're both cinephiles, we talked about The Social Network, and I think of him every time I see that movie floating around somewhere, because it was around, it was fall, it was like awards movie season, so we were talking about movies and just had a great chat, and really just hit it off and got on like a house on fire, and we've been pals ever since. But Max was truly one of the first people, and for that reason, he's always held a special place in my heart. So given all that love and admiration for my dear buddy, Max Adler, it's funny when you contextualize that with, that's what I need my fists! Oh, it's so funny. Even though this is a very serious moment. Okay, we're going to go back to the serious moment. He's a meanie. He hasn't been very nice to Kurt Hummel. I'm pressing play. Here we go.
If I find out it's bad, the Fury's going to find you.
Whoa. Not cool, bro. God. This is torturing our boy
anything that I
Kurt.
can do?
Hey, check this out. I just paused it. My name is right under Max's. That's awesome. What an honor. My first billing, Max Adler, Darren Criss. How very fitting. I never noticed that before. Very cool. Play.
No. This is my hill to climb alone.
My hill to climb alone.
Can I be honest? I think it's getting to you. Usually this stuff rolls right off your back, but lately you've been belligerent, angry, pushing people away.
Can I be honest with you? You, like everyone else at this school, are too quick to let homophobia slide.
Ooh.
And your lesson plans are boring and repetitive.
Yeah, call him out, man.
That doesn't challenge any of us.
You mean because I didn't let you join the girls like you wanted?
To answer your question, yes, I'm an out.
Oh, good. I'm glad that
yes,
came around.
Being the only
Forgot.
out gay kid at the school gets me down. But most of all, I'm not challenged in the least here.
Oh, what does that mean? Does that mean he's going to go somewhere where he
I'm
does
not
feel
tossing the
challenged?
baby out with the bathwater here.
I've totally done that.
We're just making an adjustment. Boys, you
Man.
are doing songs traditionally sung by
Heather
girls.
was so fucking
And
good on
girls,
this show.
try some classic rock. The Who, the Stones. The more opposite your choice, the more points you get.
Okay.
Don't worry, gentlemen. I have this one under control. Now, obviously, for this medley to work, I'm gonna have to sing lead. And of course, when you're singing Diana Ross, Bob Mackie, yes, Marabou Feather Boas are a must.
Isn't this lesson about opposites? I mean, you and Sequin Gown and Feather Boa is
I'm just watching
exactly
the
what
joint.
you'd expect.
Okay, who said anything about a gown?
Dude, why don't you make yourself useful and go put some rat poison in them old folks' jello or visit the garglers?
The Warblers.
Whatever. See what does. You can wear all the feathers you want.
The garglers. I never got that before. That's great.
Fine.
Oh, man. God, there's some zingers in this show. I know it goes all over the place a lot of times, but man, when it zings, it zings. When it sings, it sings. And when it's got heart, it's got real heart, man. God, Cord's making out with Diana. What's going on? Oh, man, look at Coach Beast hacking away at that meat. Yikes. Oh, Dot, what a lovely, lovely woman. Oh. Again, also very kind of...
I said, say my name.
Beast.
She was such a trooper during this whole thing.
Are you okay?
What a wonderful human being.
Try hard.
Dot Marie Jones. Okay.
I know what I heard. There we were making out, and he said it. Beast. I think
I
he was
forgot
picturing
this was
making
like a
out with
plot
her.
line.
That's the most horrific
Oh, Jane.
image I can imagine.
Coach, I need help. I've done everything I can to rehabilitate my image. I'm getting straight A's, dating the cutest guy at school.
You would rather be dry humping She-Hulk. Oh, dear God. Why did I say that? Now that's what I'm picturing. You know what kind of disgusting images I'm going to have to look at to get this out of my head?
Oh,
I have to
man.
go straight to the wound care center. I'm going to have to stare at some wounds.
I really forgot
don't know what to
what
do.
I was really getting into when I
Wait.
watched this whole episode.
This may be the opportunity I've been waiting for.
How are we doing, guys? We doing
A way
okay?
to get Beast out of the school, and your Macaulay Culkin stuffed up
I hope
back
we're
in
doing
your
all right.
arms.
I hope you can hear this.
We need to
Give me
go
some thumbs up if
public
you can
with
hear the
your
sound.
Get
If
people
you're
talking
watching
about
this with me, let me
Make
see some
Beast
thumbs
into
up.
the next Mary Kay Letourneau. And you need to give him a piece of your mind. Loud and in public. Show him who's the boss. Oh, man.
Jane
now
Lynch,
I'm picturing
amazing.
the two of them making out during an episode of Who's the Boss.
Oh, I see guitar. I see some music.
Failing. One thing I learned in juvie, cash is king.
All right, let's make that musical transition.
Free. You think people are gonna pay us to sing? I don't think busking is.
I don't think busting's gonna work. You're dead wrong, Artie. That's all we do in Glee World.
This is so badass. I've never broken the rules like this.
Breaking the rules by singing out in a public place in your school. Real renegades. Yeah, I forgot about this one. Mark was a great musician. I loved when he had a chance to play guitar and show that off. That was always nice.
Hear the children crying, one love. Hear the children crying, one heart. Saying give thanks and praise
Oh,
to the Lord,
got the words wrong.
and I will feel alright.
Alright, I might make this a trio.
Let's get together and feel alright. Whoa, 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 whoa.
There we go.
Let them all
Josh, look at it. That's great.
dancing remarks.
Right. One of Glee's finest traditions, getting everybody involved very quick. Everybody loves it. Yeah, guys just have steel drums at the ready. Of course.
One love. What about the one heart? What about let's get together and feel alright? As it was in the beginning.
I should have my guitar with me. Damn it. Should I grab it? I think I'm gonna have to.
Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel.
Alright, I'm doing it. I'm grabbing it. I don't care. I'm grabbing it. I can't help myself. Yeah, that's right. I realize that I'm live to however many thousands of people. So, alright, let's see if we can find it. It's probably out of tune. Again, I did not prepare for this. Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it, guys. Keep going.
Alright, yeah, let's get together and feel alright.
It was worth it for the last chord. There we go. That last triad. That was nice. And see, the school likes it.
$300 in here.
You're like, how are they nerds? How are they not liked? Clearly everybody likes them at school.
I can't. It's about $300. What are we gonna do with it? Buy a buttload of clove cigarettes and I don't know.
Buy a buttload of clove cigarettes. That sounds like
You want it?
the worst idea ever.
You don't need any cash for that. She's free. She was my purse.
Oh, that's right. They were together.
I
I
think
forgot how much sex is in the show. It's very scandalous.
That's simple. I was kind of mean to her when I blew her off.
This is perfect. The thing about chicks is you only have to be a fraction as nice to them as you are mean to them to get them to like you again.
So what do we do?
Here's a little community
That's
service coming
fine.
at you. You and I are going to take this dough and go on a double date with Santana and Brittany to the sticks.
Whoa.
Yeah. Best community service
Totally
ever,
forgot
right?
that was a thing. Okay. Whoa. Okay, here we go. We're at Dalton. Here we go. It's happening. Here we go. Look at this building. That place. Whoa! Pause. I just came on screen. I just came on stage. I'm on the screen now. That's me. Wow. Look at that hairdo. I've paused it, obviously. This building was so beautiful to go to. And by the way, so this was, I had already shot everything else. Actually, I don't fucking remember. But I think we had already shot the song and we'd done that Karofsky scene. So at this point, I'd spent like a little bit of time with Chris, so I think I was a little more comfortable. But you have to understand at the time, like, I didn't really watch much of Glee when the show was huge, but you had to have lived under a rock not to be aware of its presence. Like, it was on every magazine, it was on billboards. And, you know, like I follow pop culture, so I was aware of its like impact. And I was really aware of Chris Colfer, and I was aware of what his character meant to so many young people, particularly queer young people. But not even just young folks, just the queer community at large. It was a really amazing character to be on a mainstream television that was doing so well. And I was totally aware of the episode where he came out. That was a big one. And I remember this because it was after, like, Glee was on at 9 or 8 or something, and my now over show, my first TV show, Eastwick, was on ABC like an hour before it. So I would, you know, watch those episodes on TV and then afterwards flip over to that show Glee that was doing much better than our show that didn't last more than a few episodes. And I would watch this and be like, wow, this is, being on this show would be great. Like, these guys are doing fantastic. And I happened to, my first Glee episode, I think, after the pilot was probably that big episode. So I was really aware of how important this was, and I was fully aware of the reaction of being able to be a character alongside him. And if anybody, my tenure on Glee, I absolutely owe to people's embracing of the character of Kurt Hummel. I'm absolutely riding on his coattails. Had I been another part, I don't know if people would have taken as much of a liking. So my hat's off to the character of Kurt Hummel, the actor of Chris Colfer, and all the fans that have been so supportive of his thing. So this to me was like such a really cool moment. I knew that it was like a cool thing to be a part of. I was very much aware of it, and I was really hoping I wouldn't fuck it up. Just look at that hairdo. More on the hairdo later. I'm gonna press play.
My name's Blaine.
My name's Blaine.
So what exactly is going on?
Meet cute.
Every now and then they throw an impromptu performance in the senior commons. It tends to shut the school down for a while.
It tends to shut the school down. Didn't it just shut down?
It's kind of cool.
McKinley
The
too.
Warblers are like rock stars.
The Warblers are like rock stars. I would know. I'm the basically dictator of the group. Shouldn't use that word. The main frontman, I should have said. Oh, look at this little slow-mo shot. Okay, pausing. So at this point, Blaine has grabbed Kurt's hand. A little forward, if you ask me. It's a bold move. Grabbing anybody's hand. That's just a bold move. But hey, it was cute. It was cute. It's TV. But yeah, literally grabs him by the hand, and they walk down the slow-mo hallway, which had another name that I like to call, but I don't know if it's said with love, but I don't want people to misconstrue it as something mean. Maybe another time. You can ask me in person what I called it, the hallway, the slow-mo hallway. See if you have ideas. But it was like a fun nickname we gave it because there was a lot of slow-mo in that hallway. Just a lot of slow-mo running up and down. You can I'm looking forward to seeing the conspiracy theories on this from all you internet kids. I'm looking at you, Tumblr. Holding out strong. Okay, so Blaine is grabbing his hands, and he's running down the hallway. Bold move from Blaine Anderson. At the time, didn't have the last name Anderson. That would come later. Little piano music. Okay, here it comes. Teenage Dream. God, I haven't watched this in ages.
Oh, I stick out like a sore thumb.
Well, next time don't forget your jacket, new kid. It'll fit right in.
What a
Now if you excuse me.
smoothie.
Before you met me, I was alright, but things were
Oh man, okay, I'm pausing it. So much to say about this. First of all, this was such a blast. I think I'm gonna have to get into this more in that concert that I was talking about because there is just so much to say. Yeah, look at all the guys who would end up being on tour with me. I mean, we had a lot of fun. Where to start? Man, I look so tiny. It's so funny. I mean, look, I'm not like a super tall guy, but I'm not super short either. I'm like right in between, and I have no problems with it. But I remember specifically when we had our first rehearsal for this, I was like, they just had to pick a bunch of tall guys. And I was like, of course, you just had to do that. I've always been perfectly comfortable with my height. I have no issues with it. But I was like, it's like you made a conscious effort to make me look as tiny as possible. Hey, I don't care. I still got to do this and had a great time, so I don't mind. But particularly, as I'm looking at John Hall, a.k.a. Meatbox, Mr. Beatboxer. John's a rather large fellow. He's a ex-football dude. God love him. beautiful singer, great songwriter too. Check his stuff out online. Yeah, I just remember the first thing that happens, he like, Blaine is there, then he's like, come watch the song, and then he slowly becomes smaller and smaller. Again, I think it's all part of the fun and the charm. Gosh, I'm just gonna watch it. I like, my brain is queuing up with too many thoughts and feelings about this moment. I'm just gonna press play.
Brought me to life now every February. You'll be my Valentine. Valentine, let's go all the way tonight. No regrets.
Arrangement was killer on this, man.
Just love. We can dance until we die. You and I will be young forever. You make me feel like I'm living a teenage dream. The way you turn me on, I can't sleep. Let's run away. Don't ever look back. Don't ever look. Let's go all the way tonight. No regrets. Just love. We can dance until we die. You and I will be young forever. You make me feel like I'm living a teenage dream. The way you turn me on, I can't sleep. Let's run away. You don't ever look back.
Alright, I'm pausing it. What a trip. I'm kind of playing guitar to kind of distract me from this. Yeah, it's wild. This was so much fun. Okay, where do I even begin? So all the singers that were cast were actual singers, but we were all lip syncing. My brain is escaping. Can you guys help me out, the fans out there, just because I'm sort of frazzled right now? It's the original a cappella group. Oh, they're gonna kill me. I usually know this off the top of my head. It's been a while. The a cappella group who originally did this. Do you guys know? I can look this up online so I don't make a damn fool of myself more than I already have. The original a cappella group of the Warblers were the, if anybody says it first, I'll shout you out. Who's gonna say? It's not the Whiffletoots? No, but good guess. It was Tufts University, the Beelzebubs, which is a very classic, East Coast a cappella all-male group. This is all stuff that I talked about 10 years ago. Probably some of you are too young to even remember this, but the Beelzebubs are the real... So anyway, the Beelzebubs did the arrangement for this, and they have done a whole bunch of amazing versions of songs, and the Warblers were based on the Beelzebubs. So huge shout out to them. And all the arrangements that they did for the Warblers. And I never really got to interact with them very much. But if you go to Tufts or you have friends that go to Tufts University, Beelzebubs is like, they're a thing, and they are the OG Warblers. So the guys that they cast, obviously, were not in the Beelzebubs because the Beelzebubs were students, while these guys were actors in Los Angeles. And I thought they just cast young-looking guys to be in the Warblers. But the truth is, they're all like singers, and really good ones too. Because of the way this a cappella recording, a lot of the vocal manipulation that's involved, the way the vocals are stacked, if you know anything about music production, it'd be really hard to do it. But on the day, I remember trying to sing the arrangement out with a lot of these guys, and we got pretty close. Obviously, it'll sound different because this is highly processed, it's on a TV show, but that was one thing that was a bummer. I was like, these guys are really great singers. And of course, we're all sort of, other than me lip syncing to my own voice, they're lip syncing. But on the day, they were kind of singing the oohs and the ahs, and it sounded great. There's a lot of great singers in there that a lot of you might be familiar with now with their own careers that you could go check out online. That's the Beelzebubs, giving them due credit to a very, very, very cool arrangement.
Racing in my skin tight jeans, be your teenage dream tonight.
Yeah, the reverb on that, the swells and everything, the way that the beatbox is mixed.
Teenage dream, the way you turn me on. I can't sleep. Let's run away. Don't ever look back. Don't ever look back. No. Look at me. Just one touch. Now, baby,
oh, there it is.
This So, oh, don't ever look back, don't ever look back. I'ma get your heart racing in my skin-tight jeans. Be your teenage dream tonight.
This was so fun.
Hands on me in my skin-tight jeans. Be your teenage dream tonight.
Pausing, so much fun. I remember when this came out, there was like a meme or a GIF. I forget, he had a name. The fandom had like a name for him. It was some kid that was just going fucking ape shit next to Criss. He was just like all about the Warblers. And I don't know the actor's name, but it was like a thing. I've seen it come up in GIFs, especially about 10 years ago. It was awesome. That's why I really appreciate the internet community of just making these fun, noticing these things. Yeah, these guys just love the Warblers. It's crazy. My brain is like frying. I have so many thoughts about this. The reason why I was talking about how these guys are all singers is because none of us are really dancers. I'm definitely not a dancer. I'm like a somewhat athletic person, and I think I have pretty good rhythm, but like it takes a while for me to understand like choreography. It really does. And a lot of the choreography on the show that I do is pretty fundamental, and the camera's doing a lot of the work, right? We're staying here in the face and reacting and acting, but a lot of my stuff is like not great. And I remember there was like a turn thing that I couldn't do for the life of me. And I remember when I watched this final edit, I was like, wow, they made me look a lot better than I remember being. And I have a video that I will share on the DEC Decade concert of this rehearsal video, and it is a fucking joke. It is the clunkiest, most unsexy. We're all in like our gym shorts and like doing really clunky step touches that we can't really hit. And it's adorable. And it looks so stupid. And Zach Woodley, who was our choreographer, I'm sure was just like, this will never, ever work. Because it looks so dumb. And I'm definitely, guilty of that too. It looks so stupid. And talk about looking tiny. You'll see it, you'll love it. I shouldn't even show it to you because I'm trying to look somewhat cool. But it's really embarrassing. So this turned out a lot better than it looked from the start. And watching this always brings up great memories. I'll talk about the recording of the song next time, but it was one of the rare opportunities that I had to. I didn't record this with the Anders, who are the main music producers of the show. I recorded this with a different gentleman who was associated with the Beelzebubs, and I got to comp my own vocals, not on the buttons, but I got to kind of. We spent an entire night on this song. Ordinarily during Glee, because things have to move fast, you're in and out of the booth. This, because they had nothing else to work on other than the song, was a full day's vocal, which is, not something you would usually do on a show with this fast of a turnaround. And that was a really special experience. And I think that sort of extra TLC, for whatever reason, for better or for worse, I think paid off. And that's kind of one of the magical things about this song. People have told me that they prefer this version to the real version. I vehemently disagree. I love the original Katy Perry version. I love this song. And I was so glad that I got to sing this. And this is one of those lightning in a bottle moments that I think has less to do with me and more to do with the sort of magical unpredictability of all those other factors I talked about. This moment with Kurt's character, with Chris's character as Kurt Hummel, with the introduction of this new guy, and everything about it. So much fun. I mean, I could rewatch this a million times and tell you a different story every time. There's a lot to say. But that was Teenage Dream. Let's press play. What kind of like a dick move though? He's like, yeah, they're great. Come on, watch me do this thing, and like give no introduction at all of like, I'm actually in it. Do you want to go see me do the show? Like nothing, just all mystery. I know it's like slick, but it was like I'd be a little blindsided. I'd be like, bro, at least tell me you're gonna perform. I didn't know.
Don't make me out under the stars.
Ooh, that's right.
It sounds like my very own situation.
Mike Chang all together. This is so weird when you know these people personally. And you're watching them make out, and you're like, what?
You should probably cool off.
Oh, man.
But I'm so turned on right now.
Why do you have to keep throwing to Coach Beast? Poor Dot.
Cool you down a little bit.
Beast.
What did you say?
The fact that this is a thrill line is so silly.
I gotta go. I'll see you at Glee Club.
All right. We've almost been on here for 40 minutes.
With me. I won't get mad at you if you tell me the truth.
Will anybody be mad if I just go
Because
through
it looks like you're gonna be mad
to my stuff? Or should we just keep going?
While you were kissing me. Look,
Keep going as is, give me this. Skip to my scenes, give me this.
You clearly like women who give you a hard time.
I'm not cheating on you with my football coach. Look, can we talk about this in private?
Why am I embarrassed?
I'm keeping an eye on
What do you think?
What I think is that
I don't know. No one's giving me an answer, so I don't know what to do.
Wherever you can, including the locker room with the beast.
What's this?
This is a lover's quarrel and it's your fault.
Just keep going. I'm gonna keep going. All right.
You crap on my leg, I'll cut it off.
Crap on my leg and I'll cut it off. Wow. Crap on my leg and I'll cut it off. Maybe this is a more fun way to do it.
What the hell's going on around here?
What's going on, Sam?
What's going on, Sam? He's been talking about Beast during sex
How many of you guys have
time.
done this?
All the guys whose girlfriends won't put out.
It's the girls too. This is really bad, guys.
What if Coach Beast were to find out about it? Think about how hurt she'd be.
It's not personal.
Of course it's personal. Look, Coach Beast is like us, like Glee Club. She's an outsider at this school. No one appreciates her or her talent because they've decided that she's too different.